Everyone, welcome back again. This is part 4 of this series about modals of certainty, and today we're going to take a look at the past tense in modals of certainty. What does that look like? So we are going to differentiate modals of certainty from other types of modals, as well as look at strong and weak forms, and then look at modals of certainty, particularly in the past, but we'll also talk a little bit about how that's different from the present and the future. So here are our modals of certainty in the past. The first thing that we see is that we have this addition of have, all right? That was not in the present or the future form of these modals of certainty. And the second thing is we've added ed, okay? So if we're going to talk about modals of certainty in the past, we're going to add have, and we're going to use the past participle. And remember, if you're using an irregular verb, it's not going to just be an ed on the end. So just as a refresher, if I gave you the word go, what's the past participle of that? Goed? No, it's gone. But did you say went? That's not a past participle. That's just a regular past tense. So some people call this V3, the third form of the verb. That's what we're talking about here. I have these in order of strength. My question to you is, what is stronger than must? What is stronger than must? Just the regular verb. If you want to show 100% certainty in the past, you're just going to write the word caused. And there you have 100% certainty. So don't feel like you always have to have a modal of certainty. Remember, modals of certainty are to express degrees of uncertainty. Okay. One more thing to point out here, there's no affirmative form here for a strong modal for could, so all we have here is couldn't, just like we had in the present and future. There's nothing could isn't strong. Could is actually weak. All right, so let's just compare what I was talking about with using modals versus not using modals. So here's two sentences. International travel helped the virus spread quickly. Versus international travel must have helped the virus spread quickly. So which one is stronger? Which one is more certain? So definitely this one is more certain. And I think that most people would agree with that. So I don't really think that there's a need for a modal here. I think that this first sentence is probably a more accurate representation of what actually has happened. All right, so here's 3 sentences. Take a minute, pause the video, and then you decide which sentence has the strongest certainty. All right, let's look at it. So she has been going to work for 2 weeks, but she started to feel sick today. She may have infected others when she didn't have symptoms. So may have infected, that should make us think about like a 50% chance. Widespread, so B is widespread contact tracing could have reduced the number of infections at the beginning of the outbreak. So again, just like may have infected, could have infected, or could have reduced, I mean, we're looking at about a 50% chance. We don't know. And finally, banning travel from certain countries in February couldn't have prevented the spread of the virus. So was this weaker or stronger? This was stronger. So here we're expressing this idea with an 80 to 90% strength, much, much stronger than 50%. So the strongest certainty is actually C. All right, so now let's try changing these sentences into a past tense frame of mind. Gatherings of children may accelerate the spread of the virus. What do you think? How would we change that? We would change it like this. May have, good, and accelerated, ed. Okay. What about the second one? So, well, first we have to get rid of now if we're going to put in the past tense. So let's get rid of that. So we have could, have, and then prevented. Very good. All right, now the last one, a little bit different. I've put this in a present progressive form with a modal of certainty. Let's see how that would be different. All right, so we're going to use must. Now, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to make the change on B, must have been struggling to avoid bankruptcy. So I'm actually changing that be verb to have been. And if you remember what we've learned before, this is actually present perfect progressive. You might be thinking, couldn't I just say were? But remember, we have to have, right? Have is part of this structure, so we have to have, and so that makes it important for us to have this is the past participle. Another option is to say must have struggled. Both of these are possible ways of putting them in the past tense. It's just a matter of, are you trying to show progression or not? All right, so up next we're going to work on recognizing time frames of these modals of certainty. I'll see you then.